Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Zupo's SEO Talking Tea. Today's conversation: Do Instagram influencers help your SEO? This is an important conversation because Instagram influencer relationships and just honestly influencer relationships across all social medias are a very um, big part of marketing today, and they're very important. So it's really good to understand how Instagram influencer relationships will influence your SEO. Now, before we begin, I want to introduce the tea we have today. Today we have a pu'er tea. This is my most common, tea that I drink pretty much every day. It is the closest thing you're gonna get to a black coffee. It's got a very dark liquid when you brew it, and it's a fermented tea that has a strong caffeine kick. So it does not taste like black coffee. Don't get me wrong. Um, it just has the same like properties in that it's got a really dark liquid when you brew it, and it has a good caffeine kick. So this is the tea I drink the most. But let's talk about Instagram influencers and SEO. Now, on a very quick, short, top level answer to this conversation, do Instagram influencers help SEO? The answer is in a direct causal relationship, not really. Almost a no, in the sense that you have to remember. Talked about this in other videos. Links from social medias have no value for SEO. So Google will automatically devalue or like what they call no follow links from social medias to your website. And the layman's terms of that means any links coming from a social media will be given. Google will recognize it, but they will not give any value to it. So meaning your site will not benefit from a link from a social media because Google assigns that link no value. So what does that mean? Well, that means that link building through Instagram influence relationships won't work. If you were trying to build your domain rating or domain authority and trying to get more links from referring domains, link building through influencer relationships like on Instagram won't really cut it or won't really help you move that needle. Now, again, that is in a direct causal relationship. There are correlations that can help you. For example, if you have a very strong influencer relationship and you're getting a lot of influencers to talk about your product and you're driving lots of traffic to your website, that does have a correlation to your SEO, and that the more traffic going to your site, the better. And as Google sees more traffic going to your site and the better engagement, it does help your SEO, and that Google will reward sites that have positive user engagement. Now, in order to hit that mark, though, you need to be into like the thousands to hundreds of thousands of visitors to get to that benefit. If you're in the hundreds to like low thousands, you might not really be getting much value from these influence relationships because it has to be on a grander scale. So on one hand, there can be a downstream correlated effect, but your site has to have enough traffic and your campaign has to have enough traffic to bring from that campaign to make it have any effect. The other thing I would say that might have a benefit is that a lot of influencers on Instagram, they may have other web properties. So if, for example, if you're doing an influencer campaign and a lot of these influencers also have their own websites, and on those websites they're also linking to you, that's when there's actually value. If the influencer has a strong Instagram presence, but also a website presence, then if you can get links from the website to your website, then of course it's going to be much worth it. So the big factor is it always comes down to the same principle. They need to be driving a link from their own website to your website, whether they're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I don't care where they are at. Any social media will be no follow, no value on the link. But if they have a website separate, then that's where you can get some value. So sometimes it might be worth it to go for influencers, but if you're thinking about an SEO case, then your main barometer is their website strength. I will warn you, a lot of influencers that I've seen who have very powerful YouTubes or very strong Instagrams have very, very weak websites. It's not always the case, but I have seen that before. So you just want to make sure you're doing your due diligence. Just because someone has a really strong Instagram following does not mean they have a really strong website. So saying all of that, this is not to say that Instagram influencer campaigns are not effective. They are really effective in their own kind of essence and own context. You're going to get a lot of people to see, you get a lot of eyeballs on products, you can get a lot of traffic. That's great. They have a lot of this, power in the Instagram influencer world. You're getting to people's audience. That's great, but do not confuse that those eyeballs and exposure. It will help you on the SEO side because SEO plays at a different game. So again, they're great, but they do not have a direct causal relationship to anything beneficial for SEO unless that influencer has a website that they can also link to from. But that website needs to be strong, and that the link that you get from them needs to come from their website to your website. So that's kind of the message when it comes to Instagram influencers. Hopefully that's helpful for you when trying to decide, what kind of marketing campaigns you want to run, or if there's a way for you to get your Instagram influencer campaign to influence your SEO as well. I'm gonna go ahead and pour out my tea, guys. And if you guys found the video valuable, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks, everybody.